Hi, I'm Antonia with Personality Hacker, and this week we're talking about beliefs. We have a tendency to do what I call outsourcing our belief system, meaning that we allow other people to vet entire belief structures for us. They come up with them, they design them, and then they determine whether or not that is an accurate or a reasonable or rational belief. And then once the belief is prepackaged and tidy and set up available for us, then we pull it off the shelf and we adopt it and we say, well, that's our belief system. So we've effectively outsourced all the work of coming up with, creating, and vetting beliefs, and then we just take them on as our own. And what's truly amazing about these beliefs is once we've outsourced the entire process of coming up with and then adopting the belief, then we get addicted to them. So why do we become so attached to these beliefs? What is it about a belief that makes us act like junkies? When somebody tries to take our belief away from us, we get all jittery. We act like we need another hit. We demonize them and get mad at them. It's almost as if all belief systems require an intervention. And just like when we talked about mindsets a few weeks ago, our belief structures are incredibly influential in all of the decisions that we make. We pit all information against beliefs. All of the actions we take supposedly are being filtered through whether or not they coincide with, align with, are congruent with our belief structures. So if our beliefs are so important, why are we so casual and cavalier with their design, with their adoption? Now, granted, most of our belief structures that we've outsourced are to people that we trust, family members, mentors, people who are highly influential to us. And so we assume that these people have our best interest at heart, and therefore the beliefs that they introduce to us are also going to be positive. But that's the thing about a belief. A belief can be either positive or negative, not depending upon the belief itself, but on the context of the belief. Some beliefs that we have are perfectly contextually appropriate, meaning that for the time period we live in, for the people we're surrounded by, for the information that we have, the best information sources that we have at the time, they are the best beliefs. But beliefs are not evergreen. We like to think they're evergreen. We like to believe that no matter what, they're always going to be relevant. But most beliefs have a shelf date. So before you pull one off the shelf, you're going to want to make sure that it's not past its prime. One thing I recommend you do in order to really take a look at your beliefs, your belief structures, the things that maybe you haven't ever truly broken down to their fundamentals and essentials. You haven't ever truly given yourself permission to even look at your beliefs on such a microscopic or on such a zoomed in perspective. Really go down to the minutia, really go down to the questions, the hard questions of what is this belief? What is the etymology of the belief? Why am I choosing to believe this belief? I recommend that you do something that I call hold your beliefs loosely. Now, before we talked about how beliefs can get addictive and we hold on to them tightly like junkies, and if somebody tries to take our belief from us, that we get all jittery and nervous. If you hold your belief loosely, that means that you can still have it there. It can still sit in the palm of your hand. You can have it at any time you want, but you're not gripping onto it so tightly. So if somebody questions it, or if there is a question that naturally emerges from you, you can look at that question with some legitimacy. It's not an imperative or immediate threat. It's something that just makes you ponder. One great thing about holding beliefs loosely means that if a belief is not serving you, you can set it aside for a time. That doesn't mean that you completely abandon it. Again, some beliefs are contextually appropriate depending upon what's going on in your life, the circumstances, and the system of the world around you. But some beliefs are what I call bully memes. Beliefs that come in and take over and say that if you don't believe in them, then there's something bad, wrong, possibly even deadly about you. A bully meme will come in and assume control. It's an idea virus that extends out to an entire society that it uses as social pressure to ensure that that belief continues to exist. Memes, like all living things, want to continue to live, and being a bully is one strategy for continued existence. So if you find a belief structure to be something that you're believing in primarily because the people around you are encouraging that, or not just encouraging it, but actually forcing you to believe it in order to have a relationship with them, then you are experiencing what I call a bully meme. Now again, You can believe any meme you want to. You can hold any belief you want to as long as you're holding it loosely. When you hold a belief loosely, it also means that you're able to set it down and pick another one up that is possibly more contextually appropriate for the situation. And it allows you to do one more thing, which is a bit tricky, but when you enter this level, you will find yourself so much more adaptable to your situations. You'll find your problem-solving skills skyrocketing. And that is being able to believe something that you don't believe. Meaning that you're able to adopt a belief structure for a time because it serves you, even if it is not an integrated or core value belief. Take, for example, the mindset video, where I introduced Carol Dweck's work on a fixed intelligence mindset versus a growth intelligence mindset. Now, in that video, I talk about how children who adopt a growth mindset are generally happier and perform better than children who believe in a fixed mindset, meaning that intelligence is fixed and you can't do anything about it. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I actually believe reality is not so dualistic. I think it's a little bit of both. I think that we do have some built-in limitations on what we can accomplish as, maybe not as humans, probably as humans, but maybe not as a whole species, but definitely as individuals. We have flow states, we have things that capture attention, we have talents that definitely lead us down to pursue different skills. And if we don't have natural talents in something, then that means that we probably have a built-in cap. But a growth mindset is healthier. It's healthier to believe that you can grow in anything that you want to, because then you don't get discouraged. So even though I don't believe that all forms of intelligence and all forms of talents can be grown no matter what, I do believe that there are certain things that are fixed. I also recognize that I am happier, I am a better person when I adopt a growth mindset. So I hold loosely the belief of a growth mindset, and if I come up against a cap, if I come against something that I clearly am probably not going to be able to do, and it's usually something I don't particularly want to do, I go ahead and set the growth mindset aside and adopt the fixed one at that moment. And for the moment, I'm okay with that, because my overall perspective is one of growth. Being able to hold beliefs loosely means that you're able to use the belief, utilize it as a tool almost, as opposed to an identity. Beliefs become tools that you can utilize in different situations. So here's my question to you. Are your belief structures an intrinsic part of your identity? Do you believe that if you let go of your beliefs that you would no longer know who you are? Or do you feel that beliefs are more tools that you're able to take on when that tool is necessary for the task? My strong recommendation to you is to ask yourself what would happen if you held your beliefs loosely. Not abandon them, not completely let them go, not think that they're wrong, but just hold them loosely a little bit. What happens? And let me know at the bottom of this video. I'm Antonia Dodge with Personality Hacker, and I'll see you on the next video.